and welcome. My name is Tash and I welcome you to a new lesson. Yes, what are we learning today? Right, phrases used while complaining. Friends, how often do you and I complain? Yes, we complain a lot of times. However, how often do we get a solution to our complaints or a solution to our problems? And why does that happen? Maybe because we are not effective enough while we complain, or the way we have complained is not effective enough. So today I'm going to help you with some phrases, effective phrases, which you can use next time you have a complaint. So let's get started. The first one says, there seems to be a problem. Let's say your phone bill, you've got your phone bill and you have been billed for 2 phone lines. So you call up the customer service and you tell them, hello, my name is Tash and the reason for my call is there seems to be a problem with my phone bill. I have been billed for 2 phone lines. Okay, the reason you would ask me why we need to use these phrases. We know how to talk when we complain. Yes, that's where the problem is. What we do is when we have to complain, we are already so irritated, irate that the tone, the way we talk to people on the other side of the phone, we don't realize the way we are talking to them. So, if you have a problem, if you have a complaint, approach them in a positive way, a nice way, so that you're guaranteed that your problem is going to get solved. Okay, so there seems to be a problem with my phone. I have been billed for 2 phone lines. Could you please check? Okay, so the first phrase was that. The second phrase that you can use while complaining, sorry to bother you. Okay, you could say, I'm sorry to bother you. Let's say, take an example of you've shopped the previous day, you've bought a pair of pens and the pens are defective. Okay, so you go back to the to the shop and you tell the person out there, the executive, that I'm sorry to bother you, but yesterday I bought these pens and they are defected. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help you with another set of pens. Okay. The third one says, I want to complain about. Okay, there could be many things you want to complain about. Over here, let's say you are talking to your colleague and you're telling him or her that I really want to complain about the workload. Okay, you are having a lot of work pressure, a lot of workload, and everything at work, you've started feeling that you have started doing all the work at work and you want to complain about the workload that you have. Of course, it's not wrong to complain about your workload, but yes, what is important is how you complain about it. So, I want to complain about the workload that I have, or the workload or the pressure that I am facing. The next one says, would you mind? Yes, we usually use this a lot of times. However, we do not use it in the right context. Now, let me tell you when you could possibly use would you mind. Let's say there is a party going on in your neighborhood and it's already 12 o'clock and you want to sleep. Of course, that's the time when people sleep and there is so much of noise and you are getting disturbed. So you go there, you knock at the neighbor's door and you ask him, would you mind turning down the music? It's very difficult for me to sleep. Yes, of course, it's the right thing you're doing. You're requesting him. Yes, you are complaining, but in a very nice and a positive way. So, would you mind turning the music down? I cannot sleep. Yeah? The next one says, there must be a misunderstanding. Let's say you have joined a new course and while you paid, you've been told that the course is going to go on till 7 p.m. and suddenly at 5 you realize that people have started leaving the class. So you go and you approach the teacher or the person who's taking the class and tell her or him that there must be a misunderstanding. I was told that the class is going to go on till 7 and it seems like people have started walking out. So whenever there is a misunderstanding, don't use words like, oh, this wasn't told to me before. Why? Try using a good phrase. Tell them, I'm sorry, but there seems to be a misunderstanding, and get the matter resolved. Yeah? The next one says, I have to complain about. Okay, now certain times we come across situations where it becomes mandatory or it becomes important that we complain about a certain thing. Okay, let's say you have some tenants come and staying next door, okay, and they're very noisy, very creepy. They don't behave well, okay. However, the owner of the house does not know about it. So you decide that, okay, I have to complain about this. So that's when you say that I have to complain about the noise these new tenants are making. Okay. Yes, there are certain times we have to complain, and we should do that, but we should do it the right and effective way. The next one says, I hate to tell you this. Let's say you are in a restaurant, okay, and at a table there are two people sitting and talking, but the way they're talking sounds like they're fighting. And you are with your friends there and celebrating a birthday or just celebrating a moment with your family, okay, and these two people are so loud. You get up from your table and you go up to them and you tell them, I hate to tell you this, but you two are too loud. Can you please talk softly? Yeah. It happens with us most of the time when we are in a public place. People are talking on top of their voices and you are getting disturbed. Or when you're traveling in a public transport, there are two people who are talking really loud, but you don't know how to tell them to keep quiet. You just can't ask them to keep quiet. No. So you can tell them that, I hate to tell you this, but can you please talk softly? Yeah. And the last one says, I was expecting. Let's say a wife is expecting her husband to do the dishes with her, and she's already told this to him before. So it's time for the dishes to be done, and she's like, and he's still playing on his video game on his PSP, and she's like, I was expecting you to do the dishes with me today, but seems like you were more interested in the game that you're playing. Yes. When we have a formal or a positive way of talking to people outside, we should use it in our own house. I think that is going to work a little more better, right? So you tell your husband, I was expecting you to do the dishes with me today, but seems like you're more interested in the game. Yeah, so friends, these were a few phrases which I would request you to use the next time you want to complain about something. Yes, it's very important that you complain or you speak out or you voice it out, okay? But yes, again, having said that, you need to do it in a right and a very positive way. So that's all from me for now. Keep watching, keep learning. All the best. Take care.